Welcome back. Today we're diving into three really distinct but important pieces of research.
Yeah, quite a mix. We're starting with the challenge of protecting India's informal workers from, well, really dangerous heat levels,
Then we'll pivot to nutrition, specifically transforming India's food systems.
and wrapping up with something fascinating using AI to try and understand dolphin communication.
Okay, let's jump right into that first one. The heat stress on India's informal workers. This feels incredibly urgent.
It really is. I mean, just think back to last April 2025. Delhi hit over 41 degrees Celsius pretty early in the season.
Wow. And that's not just a freak event anymore, is it? It's a trend.
Exactly. And the real issue here is that the disproportionate impact this has on, millions of people in the informal urban economy.
The street vendors, construction workers,
Hmm.
people whose jobs are mostly outdoors.
Precisely. Their livelihoods depend on being out in these conditions.
And there's a serious economic angle, too. I saw a Reserve Bank of India projection from 2024.
Oh, yeah, the potential GDP loss. It was something like 4.5%.
4.5%. That's huge. Just from heat impacting workers' ability to actually work.
It highlights that this isn't just a health issue, it's a major economic vulnerability.
So cities have these heat action plans or HAPs. Are they helping?
Well, they exist. That's the first step. But when you look closer, they often seem a bit perfunctory.
Meaning not really getting to the heart of the problem for these specific workers.
Right. They're often underfunded, poorly coordinated, and critically, they tend to overlook the specific needs of informal workers.
I noticed the national guidelines from NDMA in 2019 just mention outdoor workers generally, no specific focus on the informal sector's unique challenges.
And that filters down. City and state HAPs often lack clear rules for, say, mandatory shade or access to cooling centers specifically for workers, or even compensation for lost wages on extreme heat days.
It's treated more like a general public health advisory, not something deeply linked to people's livelihoods.
And the governance is fragmented, labor, environment, urban affairs, health. They aren't always pulling in the same direction.
Are there examples elsewhere or even within India that are doing better?
Yeah, definitely. Look at California or Oregon. They mandate water, shade, breaks, training. France has its planned canicule with work adjustment and cooling spaces.
And Qatar, Australia?
Mm.
They restrict outdoor work hours sometimes.
Right. And even in India, Ahmedabad's HAP has included adjusted hours and shaded rest areas. Odisha has sometimes halted outdoor work in peak heat. So there are models.
It sounds like the urgent need is for a really worker-centric approach then.
Absolutely. Step one, update those NDMA guidelines. Explicitly include informal workers, map their specific job vulnerabilities, construction, vending, waste picking, gig work.
And get the workers involved in creating these plans, right? Through
Yeah.
unions, collectives.
That's essential. Their input is crucial for making plans practical. And we need tangible things. Accessible, gender-sensitive rest zones, water points, cooling centers, with actual budgets.
What about funding and longer-term integration?
Yeah. Innovative finance could help CSR, maybe city development budgets, expand health insurance for heat illness, and crucially, embed heat safety into city master plans, building codes, promote shade trees, retrofit workspaces.
It feels like it needs coordination at the top, too.
Definitely. A national interministerial task force on climate and work could drive an integrated strategy. Maybe dedicated city heat officers, too. Because for these workers, this isn't abstract climate change. It's their daily reality right now.
Okay, let's transition to the second deep dive. Transforming India's food systems for better nutrition. This seems like a huge undertaking.
It is, and it's tackling a real paradox. India is a major food producer, yet faces significant nutritional challenges. Undernutrition, sure, but also overnutrition and widespread micronutrient deficiencies.
That Global Hunger Index ranking, 105 out of 127 in 2024, is pretty sobering.
It is, and the National Family Health Survey data, NFHS-5 from 2019-21, paints a detailed picture. Nearly 194 million undernourished people.
And worrying stats for kids under 5, stunting, wasting.
Yeah, high rates there. Plus, rising obesity in adults and really high anemia rates in women, which points to that hidden hunger, lack of essential vitamins and minerals.
The global cost of food system failures is staggering too, isn't it? Something like $12 trillion annually.
That's the estimate, covering health, nutrition, environmental damage. It shows how interconnected this is. And the nutrition challenge isn't just about hunger anymore. It includes diet-related diseases like diabetes, too.
And a core issue is affordability, right? FAO data suggests over half the population can't afford a truly nutritious diet.
55.6%, yeah. That's compounded by structural issues of the food system, and, of course, climate change impacting crops and farmers.
The consequences of not fixing this seem dire, impacting human capital, healthcare costs, productivity.
Exactly. So the push is towards sustainable, nutrition-sensitive food systems, making healthy, safe food affordable for everyone. It needs a multi-sector approach.
What does that look like in practice?
Well, one key part is nutrition-sensitive agriculture. So not just focusing on yield, but integrating nutrition goals, promoting diverse, climate-resilient crops like millets, maybe biofortified varieties, improving storage.
And community involvement seems important too.
Very. Models like nutrition-sensitive community planning let local communities tailor solutions. School programs like NutriPath Shala are also vital, getting fortified grains into meals, supporting local farmers.
What about existing safety nets, like the PDS?
Strengthening them is crucial. Diversifying what's offered more nutrient-rich local foods. Integrating behavior change campaigns, too.
In the private sector.
Big role to play. Clearer labeling, digital education, innovation in fortification, plant-based options, supported by good regulations and incentives, of course.
We also can't forget climate resilience and economic factors.
Right. Climate-smart farming, more rural economic opportunities, gender-sensitive policies, empowering women in the food chain, and awareness campaigns are needed using radio interactive tools.
That research from Terry I and FOU in the Himalayas sounds interesting, focusing on local solutions.
Yeah, it highlights place-based innovation, region-specific crops, local processing, networks. It shows one size doesn't fit all.
Ultimately, it sounds like health, agriculture, and economic planning all need to work together much more closely.
Absolutely. It needs a bold transformation. Governments aligning policies, businesses adopting sustainable practices, civil society pushing for inclusivity. A nourished population is fundamental.
Okay, final segment. This one sounds quite different. AI and dolphin communication, DolphinGemma.
Yes, DolphinGemma. It's a large language model from Google that scientists are using to try and make sense of dolphin sounds, the clicks, whistles, burst pulses.
And this involves the Wild Dolphin Project, right? They've been studying dolphins for ages.
Since 1985, they have this incredible long-term data set on wild Atlantic spotted dolphins in the Bahamas. Decades of underwater video and audio linked to specific dolphins and what they were doing.
That sounds like a treasure trove of data.
It really is. Their whole approach is non-invasive observation, correlating sounds with behavior, like signature whistles when dolphins reunite, maybe.
Or those squawking sounds during fights, or clicking buzzes during courtship.
Exactly. They've identified these correlations. But figuring out the deeper structure, the potential language, is incredibly complex. That's where AI comes in.
So DolphinGemma is trained on this data set.
Yes, using Google's SoundStream tokenizer to represent the sounds efficiently, and then a model architecture built for complex sequences. It's about 400 million parameters, apparently efficient enough to run on Pixel phones.
Wow, on a phone. So how does it work?
It's essentially audio in, audio out. It processes sequences of dolphin sounds, looks for patterns, and predicts what sound might come next. A bit like how language models predict the next word in human text.
So the WDP is using it in the field now.
They're starting to. The idea is it can spot recurring patterns or sequences that might be too subtle or complex for humans to catch easily, potentially revealing hidden structures or meanings.
And there's another angle, too, trying for two-way interaction with the chat system.
Right. Chat, cetacean hearing augmentation telemetry. That's a collaboration with Georgia Tech. It's trying to establish a simpler, shared vocabulary.
Oh.
By associating new synthetic whistles with things the dolphins, like sargassum, seagrass, even scarves. The researcher makes the sound, and if the dolphin mimics it back accurately,
The system detects it.
in real time, hopefully, it alerts the researcher, who can then offer the object as a reward, trying to see if they learn the association.
And the Pixel phones are key for this, for the real-time analysis.
Yeah, they handle the high-fidelity audio and run the deep learning models right there. It cuts down on custom hardware, cost, power needs, makes it more practical for field research. They're planning to use Pixel 9s this summer, apparently.
Could DolphinGemma help the chat system?
Potentially, yes. By learning the dolphin's natural vocal patterns, it might help predict or identify those mimics earlier, making the interaction smoother.
And they're planning to release DolphinGemma as an open model?
This summer, yes, which is great for collaboration. Researchers studying other dolphins' bottlenose spinner could apply into their data, too.
It's amazing. Still a long way to go, I imagine, in truly understanding them.
Oh, absolutely. A very long journey. But combining this kind of long-term field research with powerful AI tools, it's definitely opening up some really exciting new possibilities.